Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season 3 of the Intentional Excellence podcast. And welcome to the Becoming series. I'm your host, Candice Ruggiero. I'm the founder of the Beautifully Becoming movement. I'm host of the Love Speaks Global and the creator of the Intentional Excellence podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you for being here. Now, the Becoming series is all about real people, real stories, and the journey of becoming who we are meant to be through life's experiences, challenges, and growth. And one thing I want to share is that I'm very intentional about the guests I invite onto this podcast. You see, I receive many applications, but I carefully choose people whose stories, values, and experiences can genuinely inspire, educate, and encourage others. So today's guest is joining us from Christchurch, New Zealand. And the reason I invited her is actually very personal. Though many of you know that self love has been a huge part of my own journey, like learning to value myself, invest in myself, and prioritize my well being completely changed the direction of my life. And because of that, I'm always interested in learning about tools, practices, and techniques that help people build their confidence, practice self care, and reconnect with themselves in a healthy and natural way. So, when I came across today's guest and her work in face yoga and natural wellness, I immediately knew our audience could learn something valuable from her. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Carin Andresen to Intentional Excellence. Hi, Karen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I'm
This
so
is wonderful.
excited just to start because you are my very first guest from New Zealand. And when I was start looking at your social media and your bio, I'm like, wow, I would love to get to really know more about what you do. Right? So, Karen, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Now, Karen, so I'm joining you from sunny Florida, where summer has officially arrived. The weather is really hot, but we're surrounded by beautiful beaches, springs park, and plenty of places to explore. And I always love helping our audience connect with where our guests are. So, would you like to before we dive into your story, tell us a little about more about Christchurch, New Zealand?
I love to. Well, when I came to New Zealand for the first time, I was 24 years old. And I remember experience driving through New Zealand out and even outside Christchurch around the South Island, and I just couldn't believe the beauty. It was so amazing. It was like, can this be real? It looked to me like a big picture, a poster, because it was so clear, and the colors and the water and the mountains. And New Zealand has got, I would say, the whole of Europe combined. I mean, I
Wow.
was born and grew up in this small village north of Germany. So I've seen places around Europe, but in New Zealand, it was just so, and there are more sheep living in New Zealand than people,
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
lot more. So it's nature pure, and that is something really so beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to drive for a long time to experience this.
Mhm.
So I highly recommend anyone who likes nature, who likes hiking, come to New Zealand. It's amazing. Hire a camper van, travel around. I mean, if everybody is interested in this show, I'm more than welcome to share some tips and, and help them, because I know how it feels if you're new to a country and
Yeah.
you haven't experienced. It's just so nice. Even with modern technology, Google Maps and everything, it's still nice to actually talk to a person and
Yes.
just see their experiences. And I mean, of course, everyone is different. So it is beautiful, but it is winter
Nice.
here, coming to the
Okay.
weather. So it's a totally different, but the winter is still really, really mild.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Does it
it's
snow? Do you get snow then? Do you get snow in your
yes,
part of? Mm-hmm.
yes, we can do, not very
Mm-hmm.
often, but we can go skiing. It's only an hour and a half from Christchurch where you can go skiing, and that's another thing I love. Everything is so close. So an hour and a half you go skiing, another half an hour you're by the sea. So it changes, scenery changes really fast here. So yeah, no,
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's very, very special, and I feel very blessed and so full of gratitude to be able to live here.
Did I mention to you, Karen, that I was able to I lived in Australia?
No, okay, you didn't.
So
Oh,
I was
nice.
in New,
Whereabouts?
and I know like we are like next to each other. I didn't get to visit New Zealand, but I've heard a lot of good things. And I know at that time when I moved to Australia, they were really encouraging immigrants because New Zealand
Yes,
is such big, like there's more areas that need more people. So at that time I was like choosing, should I go to New Zealand or should I go to Australia? But at that time I knew more people in Australia. That was the only reason, but I heard beautiful things about New Zealand as well. So I'm
yes,
so like really lucky to have you here because you're my first person guest from New Zealand, and thank you for sharing what New Zealand to everyone. It's something that people should explore. Now,
yes.
Karen, before we jump into the deeper questions, let's have a little fun. So, Karen, would you rather spend a week at a luxury wellness retreat with no phone and complete relaxation, or spend a week exploring a new country full of adventure and new experiences? And tell me why.
A new country full of
Okay.
new experiences, because
Same.
I've
Yeah.
actually done that.
Okay.
I went to India for the first time about 8 years ago, where I didn't know anybody, and because I was always interested in yoga. So yoga is part of what I'm about, what
Mm-hmm.
I teach in my programs and things like that. So it's an overall well-being, but it's not just physically; it's also mentally. And all know how powerful the mind is and our nervous system, and how that is really interrupted, and with modern technology. As much as I love, like, here we connecting, it's amazing, it's a godsend, but there's another side to all of this which is not so good. So for me it was something I just threw in the deep end, and I remember I was the only white woman on the plane, and I thought, oh my God,
Sure.
by myself, what I'm getting myself into. And I can honestly say it was one of the most profound
Wow.
and best experiences of my life.
Wow.
I connected, I've learned, I healed so much in that time. So much that I go back every single year now, and it's a non-negotiable for me
Is
to
that
do.
where you initially like receive or like because right now I know you're doing face yoga. Is that
Yes,
something that you learned from India? Like, like you're
no.
bringing in? Okay, all right.
No.
Okay.
Face yoga came before that. Face yoga was during lockdown. I was living actually in Germany. I went back from New Zealand to Germany. So my life is very interesting. I should write a book. Backwards and forwards, backwards. Anyway,
You
I was
should.
sitting in my apartment on the fifth floor in 21, and I was 56 at that time. And I was thinking, what am I going to do moving forward, because my mission was always to help and support
Okay.
my purpose in life, especially women. And
Mm-hmm.
what can I do being older, being realistic. I think age
Yes.
never stops you from doing things, but you can have sometimes limitations, right? Depending on your health. So therefore, I was sitting down and I came across facial yoga then, because I thought you need your voice, you need your hands,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not so for the body, so draining. So that's what I did first, because it was aligned with my beauty therapy background, skin, and aging well naturally. And then later on I thought, oh, I've always been into yoga. I started yoga when I was 22,
Uh-huh.
23, but I've never been to India. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to combine that? Plus, I had a lot of traumatic experiences in my
Mm-hmm.
life, and I've never allowed enough time to heal from them
Okay.
and to
Yeah.
address certain traumas. And I think India is also such a spiritual place, such
Mm-hmm.
a healing space. I want to go over there, and that's another story. And that's where I did then my yoga qualifications, yin yoga qualifications. So everything in my life, and this is a lot later, is kind of shaping around,
Yeah.
and it's sort of aligned. It's all different things, but it's all, the end result is the same, of helping and supporting women in the wellness and well-being industry, sort of
Yes.
naturally. So that's what I'm really all about, because it's helped me so much. And for me, the best thing is really, I love giving. I love helping.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
supporting, for me, and honestly, authentically. And yes, of course, we all do it because we need to earn money, but money is actually not my
Mm-hmm.
first driver.
Yeah,
It's my
me too.
second or third. Yeah,
Same.
yeah, what it does. So anyway, that's a very long answer to the question you asked.
Well, maybe take this time because I learned a lot about like how you first started. And what about talk up to us at this time about face yoga? What is it about? Who are you servicing and what does it do for you? Like briefly, because I wasn't really familiar with face yoga. I do yoga, I do hot yoga, but other than that, this is my first time ever to come across face yoga and I would love to learn more about that. Go ahead.
Yes, I love to share that, Candice. And you're not the only one. It's a lot of a lot of people don't really understand what it is. And I always like to start the easiest is look at it like in your body, right? We do body yoga. We have muscles, and
Mhm.
it's the same. We've got about 58 muscles in our faces, and they are often over or underused.
Okay.
And we hold a lot of tension. All our emotions are shown in our faces. So, for example, if you got a tight hip joints, which a lot of women have, and that's where stored all your emotions, you often got a tight jaw. So if you're
Yes, I
clenching
feel
your
that.
teeth, yeah, if you're clenching your teeth, if you're holding tension around here, you're overused then. And then the muscle and the muscle and skin is very closely attached in your face. There's nothing they can hold on to, and then it sags and it drags. And just with the right exercises and massage techniques together with mindset, well, because if you are
Wow.
so unhappy or so stressed and you look down all the time, you can do all the face yoga in the world. It's not going to make any difference. So it's about posture. It's about consistency. It's about feeling good, taking time off. It's self-care and self-love. And the great news about face yoga is you can do it in the comfort of your own home, and why you combine it with other things, why you putting cream on your face, why you going to the bathroom. Those are all reminders. So it's for me, and everyone is different. We are all very different. Every face is different. We all holding tension in different places. So that's where I come in. So I go through you with an assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So really to see, just be aware, go a little bit deeper next
Mm-hmm.
time you moisturize your cream and think, oh, this is a bit painful, or
Uh-huh.
this hurts a bit more. For example, the masseter muscle, our chewing muscle, is heavily overused. So often we hold so much tension, we grind, we're chewing
Yeah.
all the
Uh-huh.
time. So by opening your mouth, for example, and then going in there, you kind of think all of a sudden, oh my God, this
Yeah.
is really what I'm using too much. I need to relax that a bit more. So that's really what it does. So it increases your circulation. It induces collagen, elastin production. So it 100% works, but it's slow. It takes time. It's not a quick fix. I've had women come
Mm-hmm.
up to me and they say, I don't want any more lines here next week. And I said, well, I'm not the right person. I can't help you. There is, if you want a quick fix. But
Yeah.
there are so many things we can do at home naturally, and also with
Nice.
skincare. And we've got it in our kitchen. A lot of ingredients we can put on our face. I don't believe in very expensive skincare. I
Nice.
don't
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as I say, it's your mind, it's having fresh air, having exercise, sleep. We all know that it's the basics that kind of
Mm-hmm.
all go hand in hand. But for me, it becomes now a very non-negotiable, something
Yes.
I do every single day. And even if you just do a few minutes a day, is so much better than not doing it at all, because we have muscle memory, right? That's the other good news about face yoga. You don't need it to do it as long as your body. So yeah,
You
I
know
hope
what?
that kind of answered. You
Of
understand?
course.
more.
You know what really stands out to me, Karen, is that your work goes beyond appearance. It's really about helping women reconnect with themselves. Because I believe that, like, no matter how much you do, like your makeup, your
Yes.
whatever cosmetic procedure that you do, if you are not comfortable with your own skin, if you're not happy with your face or anything like that, no amount of makeup, no amount of surgery or cosmetic procedure will satisfy you. So, what I like about you is that it's natural. It's a natural way of simply like just enjoying the different parts of your skin. And our faces are one of those that we neglect a lot of times, like we think by putting on those things, we're taking care of our faces. No,
Yes.
it's not. But what I mean, like the way that you present the face yoga, I hope it's something that more and more women can really do, because it's just like for someone like me who spends a lot of time on camera, like through I podcast, I host, I do interviews, and I do content creation. I understand the importance of confidence and feeling
Yes.
comfortable, right, in your own skin. And
Yeah.
at this point, Karen, in my life, like I'm also there. Like I'm my age, I haven't really had cosmetic procedures done. And while I have absolutely no judgment toward
No.
anyone who chooses those options, I've always been
Same.
interested in learning about natural ways to support your health, your confidence, and, wellness. And face yoga is actually something that's relatively new to me. And I know it's probably new to many of our listeners as well. So, what about in New Zealand? Is face yoga big already? Like, what country do you think did it's like it's more and more traction?
It's probably it started more. It's been around for a long
Hmm.
time, but it's
Okay.
revamped, and I think it's more Japanese in Japan
Okay. Okay.
or Korean. And there is also a lady where I did my training. She's amazing. She is based in London,
Hmm.
so there it is around, but it's not as widely as body yoga or as Pilates or anything like that. Because I believe you're right. A lot of people don't understand what it is, because I
Hmm.
remember when I first came across it, I thought, "Oh, what is this? How would it work? I don't understand it." But as I say, the more I looked into it, the more I learned, the more understand. And that's my background as well as a qualified beauty therapist, understanding the
Yeah.
skin, the muscles and anatomy. It just made so much sense.
Wow.
It just made so much sense. We're so busy working the body, doing body yoga, and often that stops here. And
Right.
I believe that in face yoga, I start with the shoulders, because it's good posture. We hunched
Right.
over and I've got really bad posture. Of course,
Yeah.
everything is drooping and everything is falling down. So it's just a matter of lengthening it and really stretching it and feeling into it. So yeah, that's
Is it a lot of like exercises or like practice, like a lot of like movements? You know what I mean? Like,
there is movement, because
okay.
without movement there's no change. Definitely, but it's slow. It's slow and mindful, and it's almost, and that's what I do actually in my sessions after I've done the facial assessment. I will start with a few minutes of breathing exercise, like meditating. Just I guide them through, because we often arrive somewhere, and especially if it's something new and we are anxious and we don't really know what else we can expect, and our mind is racing. And then I just want to bring it calm and down. And our breath is a natural healer, as
Mm-hmm.
we all, or most of us, know by now. So, and then I do it with slow movements, and movements together with massage techniques. So
Mm-hmm.
it depends which
Love it.
area you want to address, but yes, it's both. It's massage techniques, it's exercises, it's a little bit of lymphatic drainage, because that's part of it. Because we can often have
Right.
puffiness and
Right.
things like
Mm-hmm.
that, and how to drain that. And yeah, as I say, naturally. So I've got lots of, it's so much more than that, though. I give a lot of tips and tricks. It's sleeping habits, it's our aging
Wow.
habits. What do we do? And
Yeah.
often it's good to have a look in the mirror when we actually speak. What do we do naturally when we speak? And we can retrain, certain things.
I
No,
love
and
that.
there's no age, and you're never too old to start. Because a lot of people
Yes.
ask me that too. Oh, I'm 60 now. Oh, I'm 65. It's too late for me. Well,
Mm-mm.
it's never, ever too late. I love the saying, I heard that lately, and it goes, be the river and
Wow.
not a
Yeah.
rock. The river
Yes.
that's flowing, the river that's open, that river that is curious, because that is what keeps us young
Going.
and
Yeah. And
alive
young.
and glowing. And it's not just a few lines
Right.
here and there, I believe.
Well,
So,
I'm not even surprised when you mentioned that the like more countries like not a lot of countries you said, but you did specifically mention Japan and Korea because nowadays who is starting to lead the face something industry? Korea, because of
yes.
their natural ways of just, the fighting anti-aging by simply using something like whatever they do. So I'm not surprised, but I really hope that you bring that back here in America because like I said, like I'm part of two huge women group here locally, and of course like because I have a platform also, I do have a lot of women, and it would be so nice if I could share what you do, like if you have techniques on your social media and really share it. Because, like I said, we're at the age we're in, we are more and more concerned about how we look. I think it's even like the pressure is on us more because of our age. And honestly, like, I don't want to start something like a procedure if I know it's going to be like every month. Like I'm just that type of a person. Like if it's just maybe one time, okay. But if it's I have to do it like every day, I'm not like that type of a person. So I'd rather not start anything. Just that's just me, not just because of like, everything's so expensive now. It's just the time and then just putting something on my face. I'm, like it kind of scares me, but it's nice to introduce this to like now because a lot more and more women are really into being unapologetically you. You're just embracing your genuine, authentic self. What I like about my podcast, Karen, is that I'm meeting more and more people who really want to value themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no more. Like, they want to be true to who they are. And I think big part of that is really love yourself for self love. If you are, yeah,
100%.
self love.
Self-worth, self-love, and I think and a lot of people, I think it's been kind of quite interesting about because a lot of people talk about self-love all the time, and that means
Yes.
that you're self-absorbed and very selfish
Mm-mm,
and don't
mm-mm.
have any room for someone else. And I go like, no, 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 no. It has got nothing to do with that. Just means having some time out because we all know when we feel better, we can give more, right? You can't
Yes.
drink from an empty cup.
Yes.
And this is really what's about, is just putting enough in so you are feeling good about yourself and your energy, and then you radiate
Mm-hmm.
so differently out. And that is something that I believe it's just the best gift. It's really it's health, it's well-being, and
Yes.
it's connecting with people, human connection. It's collaboration. I do a lot of collaboration. I've just it's another story. I just bought a Pilates studio, which wasn't really on the thing, but
Nice.
I've done my Pilates training as well. So I've got amazing instructors that work on contract for me. So I believe in collaboration. I
Wow.
believe like what you've got is maybe missing in my and vice versa. So there's no competition. We can
Yes.
lift each other up and build something beautiful and by connect. And that is, yeah, it's a wonderful gift.
I totally agree with you. So, you having self love and being resilient. Now, let me go to like my second question because I also believe that resilience is something that you become resilient because of you overcoming whatever struggle or pain or loss that you went through in your life and becoming it part of you, not really, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just have to, like, things happen to us. So what are you gonna do? Just like not move on with your life and continue to really, like, bring yourself down because of that? Or would you rather make it your own? Because those are normal things that happen to you. So if you have
Yes.
that resiliency and your self-love, those are the two best ingredients you can have to have a very healthy life.
Absolutely.
You honestly don't need a lot of things. It's just those two things. And you can start anytime because it's from you. Nothing else. It's coming from you. Now let me ask you something. Can you share a moment in your life where you had to be deeply resilient? And maybe what that season taught you about yourself?
There were more than moments. There
Okay.
was a long time. I've experienced two earthquakes here in Christchurch in
Oh, in
2000.
New Zealand? Was that when you were
Yeah.
still in New Zealand? When you were in New
I
Zealand?
was in Christchurch,
Okay.
and quite a lot of people died. The inner city, good friends of mine passed away during that earthquake, and also the energy. I had a really strong glimpse how it would be living through a war because it felt like that. They were just the city. It was absolutely broken, and it was devastating. It was devastating, and what happened with that. And I I really thought for a moment, this is just all I want to do is just be here for the people and support them and rebuild houses and help, wherever I could. And I did that for quite a few years until I decided in 2014 that it will take probably another 6, 7 years to rebuild the city totally. And I left, and that's the story when I went back to Germany. When I went back to Berlin and lived there for 8 years, and I was in between, New Zealand and Christchurch, so I've still had a house here,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
eventually 22 I came back. So I believe it shaped me as seeing, okay, this is what it would feel, or I had a
Mhm.
glimpse of what happens if people lost everything, right?
Right,
They
right,
lost
right.
lives, they lost their houses, they lost, yeah, jobs, everything. And I had a glimpse of what it is, when you really don't have that anymore.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
just, but if you've got you and you've got your health, and it's about, I see a lot, there's a lack of acceptance in
Mm-hmm.
people. And if you can't accept things, then you can't move on. And I've just learned to accept it and work with what I had. So I
Okay.
couldn't change things, but I knew, I had the ability to then 2014, a few years later, to leave and then revisit things
Okay.
because I'm not in control what happens to the city, but I'm in control how I'm going to reshape my life. And I think
Wow.
there was a really important lesson to
Okay.
step out of things and then revisit them. And it's not about running away
Mm-hmm.
or escaping. It's about, okay, how many years have we got left? What are we going to do with our lives and with the most of
Yes.
our lives? And how do we want to live if we can't change circumstances? So, yeah, I believe that was a real, yeah, big lesson for me.
Wow.
And it was a huge wake up call too. For life is very fragile, and
Yes.
we
Yes.
only got one little life there, and just really to make the most out of it. And yeah, so
I love
just
what you just said.
at
Like,
the small things.
your life can change in a heartbeat. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like, and no matter how much wealth you have, when I talk about wealth, we're talking about material possession.
yes,
You can't bring that with you when something like a natural calamity happens, or like, illness happens. It doesn't matter. But if you are your own treasure, you have
yes,
everything. Like
yeah,
if you are met by a defining moment in your life, whether that's what separation, loss of job, or I was a widow. I've been a widow for like 2.5 years. Like if I good thing I worked on myself, but I started working on myself after my husband passed away, because like I couldn't, like, I needed to fill my own cup first, because he's always
Yes.
been sick, like years that since I met him, he's always been sick. So I kind of lost myself. So I had to like heal for myself, and really that's why I told you about self-love journey. For me is big. That's very really, it's something that led my life, led my current, what I'm doing right now. It's all because of my self-love journey. And like what you said, anything, your heart, like your life can change in a heartbeat. So right now, after a podcast, start taking care of yourself. Worry about yourself first before others, because you gotta get ready for
Yes.
whatever may come. And we hope that doesn't happen, but it's just part of life. Like, things will happen, aging will happen. So just be happy with like what you can do, because right.
100%. We can't stop it. We can
Yes,
just change the way we feel about it, right? And what
I
we're
love
going
that.
to do, but we can't stop it. So, and I see it as a privilege. I mean,
Hmm.
I honestly thought the other day, I'm happier now and more content and more excited about life now than I probably have ever been in my
Me
life.
too. Me too.
And that's kind of wow. And I've had an interesting life, I've done modeling, I traveled the world. It
Oh,
wasn't it
wow.
wasn't that, I had a lot. But I really feel this deep inside my heart,
Fulfillment. Yeah.
thinking, oh, wow. I mean, I'm so grateful for my health and for my energy, and that I can still build, and now my new confidence, and that's another thing,
Yes.
I think a lot of women have the confidence from the outside, but inside, what's happening really inside, that is
Yes.
really,
Yes.
and I believe, so believe, you radiate from the inside out, and never ever the other way. And that's what I mean. A woman in their 70s, 80s can
Love
look
it. Yes.
amazing and beautiful and
Like
be
you. Look at
interesting.
you.
Yes, oh, thank you, but I'm not there yet. But it's like, for instead of you having a 20-year-old, super
Mm-hmm.
young face, no lines, but just nothing there from the inside because they haven't found each other. I'm just saying that for example. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think the younger people are now amazing. They have more confidence. I look at my daughter. She's 27, and she is unbelievable. She's just so confident. They do a lot of work which we didn't even hear about. Plan and in their personal life, in their relationships, and I really admire that. I wish, yeah, I wish. No, it didn't happen for a reason. So I think, and it's never ever too late to be aware. And I think there is a lot. I wish I should have known this earlier, but I didn't, and I wouldn't be the same person if I did now, So that's another thing. And we catch, and I do, I've just done it before. You catch yourself, I wish I should have known that. I wish I knew what's going to happen. Well, then I wouldn't be here now. I would be different. So just embrace and
Yes.
value what you've got.
Right. Right. And like invest on yourself. Investment doesn't mean monetary. Just really find your worth, find your
Yes,
value. And as early as, like, I have a daughter too, so you know what, encourage our daughters, our nieces, to just like be positive and model good behavior. Like, if they see their moms like being like happy, not because of other things, but just simply, and like valuing herself, I think that's a good way to start with our kids, especially the younger generation nowadays, that beauty is not defined by um like a model look, or like back then, when people say beauty, they're talking about the typical, like you look like a model, you're skinny and stuff like that. Nowadays it's different. The more genuine you are, the
yes,
more beautiful you become. And like what you said, if you're beautiful on the inside, it will glow, it will show. Like, just naturally you glow up, not because of anything that you put on your face. So just find that inner peace. And Karen, that is what I value about myself at my age right now. I have peace. I have inner peace. Like, it doesn't mean that we are not going to experience any challenges. Life is full of challenges, but it's how you overcome it. It's how you perceive it, right? It's like, just go with it. Like, like I've done the work, so I never ever want to go back. Like, I just, you know what I mean, right? So I love what you're trying to do. And maybe I'll, after the podcast, I will contact you. So I really want to work on the face yoga. It's something that I really value, like myself. So yeah, I think a lot of people would benefit from that. And I'm just so proud that I have you here to introduce that method because it's something new. If I thought that was something new, I'm sure more women would benefit from that. Natural way of just not just anything physical. It's just the inside. You're sharing a lot
Absolutely.
about the inside. Yeah, I love that.
And Candice, I mean, on that note, I do 20-minute free assessments,
Consultation. Okay.
a
Okay.
consultation,
Hmm.
and if it's not the right fit and we go through it, I answer all the questions. And if you don't think it's the right fit, I don't really want to work with anyone or
Yes.
show or help
Yes.
someone who's kind of thinking, oh, no, it's not really. I kind of do it, but I don't really want to do it because it's an energetic thing, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so
Yes.
if you're not open and if you don't, and we all know if there's something we don't really like, we don't do it. I mean,
Yes.
how many
Hmm.
apps have we bought? And that's why I don't do an app, cheap apps, because it was cheap. Oh, I tried
Yes.
that. And then we never look at it again. It's just
Yes.
never. So that's what I do in my program. It's about accountability. It's about checking in. It's
Hmm.
about, I'm researching things constantly, all the time, how I can help. And if I don't know the answer, I say so. I actually
Nice.
don't
Yeah.
know. I'm sorry, but I could find out for you or go and see. So it's a matter of honesty, authenticity,
Hmm.
kindness. Don't over deliver. Don't prom. And that's not what you will get with me. You will get a real person, and you
Nice.
will get real answers, and not because as I say, there are a lot of apps out there, and they're cheap. Try it for $1 or try it for $2, and that's not who
Well,
I am and what I want.
Well, it's not just that. Let me add, because that's I know a lot of women also have that issue. It's also because like a lot of women want immediate results. Wherein like they step into a facility and they come out like looking like a different person. So like they want immediate feedback or result. But sometimes it took me years to get into this point wherein I love myself totally. It took years. So it's a lot of work. I mean, you can't just transform yourself in the best way overnight. It takes a lot of reflection. It takes a lot of like work
Yes,
but the satisfaction when you achieve it, it's priceless. It's priceless. So like I said, I think that's a difference. A lot of women also want the immediate result. And that's not how I see face yoga. Face yoga, I see the way you explain it is really committing yourself to change. And it's actually you doing the work, not the
yes,
machine, not like medicine. It's you
correct.
doing the work, heavy
Absolutely.
lifting. And it's more, for me, it's more fulfilling. More fulfilling if it's like that, right?
Absolutely. And then you
Now,
remember it, and that's what you want to do. It's like
yes,
brushing our teeth. It's like putting moisturizer on. It's no different. And it's something to integrate into your
yes,
daily
I
life.
love that. I really wish I would love to, share whatever you have on my page.
Thank you.
Karen, tell me about a success. What is one success you're proud of and a challenge that maybe shaped you into who you are today? Like,
Oh, there are quite a lot of
I know you
things
did
I'm
share you've
proud of.
been to,
Then lately, I'm super, super proud of myself, how much I've grown from the age of 56 to I'm going to be 61 this year. I'm
okay.
so incredibly proud
Oh my
of
goodness, you look so young.
thank you. What I've become and what I've learned in those 4 or 5 years. It's unbelievable. I mean, as I say, I become a certified facial yoga instructor at 56. At 59, I've done my certification in India, yin yoga certification. Now, 5 months ago, I didn't even thought I would do another certification because I thought I've done already so many.
Okay.
I came across a Pilates certification,
Oh, as you
which
said, you're gonna come up with
I
the studio.
which I then did. And exactly. And then I was just, it was a fluke. I wasn't looking for it. It found me, or I found it, whatever happened, scrolling on Facebook about a girl who's returning back to Canada who had a Pilates studio here in Heathcote Valley. Heathcote Valley is part of Christchurch, and she wanted to sell it. And I just contacted her and cut a long story short, backwards and forwards, and a lot of negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the business of her. So
Nice.
I'm now, and this is my first week, I'm running the studio
Wow.
by myself with instructors. So I'm
Wow.
just so proud that I've, done that. And I'm thinking, oh, I've grown so much yet again, thinking I've sort of done and learning so much and build something else now. I'm a Pilates instructor as well. So yin
Wow.
yoga, Pilates, beauty therapist,
Wow.
face yoga. So, but all of that is under the umbrella. And I'm super proud. And what it shapes me and empowers me. It
Mm-hmm.
empowers me to share more, to give more, to guide more, because everything has got its place. That's it, and it's all about well-being and being the
Yes.
best version of yourself, no matter
Yes.
how what
Mm-hmm.
age you are. And that's what I want for myself, but that's what I want for everyone else I'm working with as well. Because, yeah, I really truly believe age is just a number.
A number,
It's
yes.
not, it doesn't define you, who you are. Because if you're curious, if you're open, if you explore, if you try new things, you're forever young.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes.
but if you have a really closed mindset and do this self-talk and this, sympathy all the time, it's a rattle. Yeah, but you can be really old at the age of 30.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So that becomes, yeah, I'm just, yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
incredibly proud.
well, congratulations on your new
Thank you.
studio. That's an achievement. That's achievement. And you're not looking at just beauty in just one aspect. It's like the holistic way of like looking at a person is what you're trying to really target. And I love it. I just love it. You know what I mean? Like, because when you talk about self-love, it's not just physical, it's emotional, mental, and it's a lifelong journey. We
Yes.
all need to understand that, not because you say, hey, I have self-love. No, that's a forever journey, because there's always space to grow. There's
Yes.
always, room for improvement, and that's what I do on a daily basis. Also, like, find way to improve myself as a host, as a podcaster, as a person. And
Right.
I feel like once we reach our point wherein we are doing like what we're meant to do in our this lifetime, Karen, life is not just about you. It's about inspiring others and helping
Yes.
others. And I'm at the point wherein I partnered with foundations in different countries, and I support poverty and education. And currently, I'm supporting vulnerable children in the Philippines, so that helping them go to school. Because sometimes when you are really experiencing poverty, no matter what you do, it's just so hard. But I believe in education. I've been an educator for 30 years. So that's my way to like give back. Like, I'm trying to spread this campaign wherein, just looking for supporters, donors to send these kids to school, because that's the only way for them to get out of their situation right now is education. So I'm just saying that you and I are at the point where it's no longer about us, it's about others. And I think that's the most fulfilling point of your life, when you're no longer just thinking about yourself, right?
Correct.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yes.
you seem to be like you're on the go, right?
Yeah.
What about in 5 years? How do you see yourself or what you do in 5 years and 10 years?
Yep, that's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I will continue to grow and I will continue to travel as long as my health allows it. I've got to say that, because traveling is not much fun if you got health issues. You don't want
Yes,
to do
yes.
that, because I've still got family in Germany. I still want to continue going to India for myself and to learn and to grow and to experience that. And really, I think in about 5 years, I want to be with the people I love, be with the
Mm-hmm.
people I care about, be inspired by people, surround myself with really good
Positive, yeah.
energy and positivity and empowerment, and hopefully may have made a difference. So
Oh,
people remember me from, oh,
yes.
I remember Carin has done this or that in her life, and yeah, what that's what I'm hoping for. That's
Isn't
what
that
I really
amazing
want to
how,
achieve.
yeah, how
Yeah,
we can change in a matter of like years. Like we can totally be a different person with a different path, with a different purpose in just years. And if you're open to just accepting those changes, how like life is just like limitless. Like you can just rule the world, right? If you're
absolutely.
right.
Yes.
And I think, there's really step out of your comfort zone. That's one thing that I try to talk about, on my
Yeah,
daily motivational stuff. Step out of your comfort zone. Like look at Karen. She just, she went for more and more certification. And you now have your studio. That's a big accomplishment on top of what you're doing. So never stop becoming better, not just for others, but yourself, of course, like yourself and for others. And that's beautiful. And
thank
Karen, like the older I get, the more I realize that really success isn't only about what we achieve, it's also about who we become during the process.
you.
And I think so many people are focused on the destination that they forget to appreciate the growth happening along the way, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
The journey is
It is a
also,
journey, and it's
yeah.
taken me, as I say, I mean, I really started it. As I say, I've grown more in the last 5 years, I think,
Mhm.
than ever before. So, and it's never too late if you have the passion and the desire to do so. But I definitely, you need the passion and you need the
Yes,
desire
yes.
because, and you're so right. I want to touch on that. It's not that comfortable. You have to be comfortable with being
Hmm.
uncomfortable and
Yes, yes,
pushing, and it's hard. And if that's not you, then I would say no, it's too tough. So it's not for everyone, right?
yes, yes.
It's not, and that's okay too, so I think I want to acknowledge that as well for the woman that say no, no, I just would really ruin me, or I just wouldn't, it doesn't resonate with me. I think that's okay as well.
Well, I also believe that it's yeah, wherever it's timing.
Yes,
I think it's timing. It's whenever you're ready. Like if someone is not ready to, to like uplift themselves, they're always going to find something wrong about whatever, you know what I mean? But when
yeah,
your time, when you know that it's time, you're more open and you're more able to do the work, you know what I mean? To do the heavy
absolutely.
lifting. So it depends
Yes,
on, timing. I believe in that too, right? And
a
I
hundred
wanted to
percent,
touch on what you said. Self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary. And when we take care of ourselves, Karen, we're able to show up more fully for the people and the purpose we're called to serve, right?
100%. Yeah, I
Now,
love that.
Karen, before we wrap up, I'd love for you to give an opportunity to share more about what you're currently working on. Like, do you have any more upcoming projects, programs, workshop, and maybe how can the audience connect with you?
No, I'm just starting to take the Pilates studio on, so this
Okay.
is it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm traveling to Europe in about 6, 7 weeks. There's a lot on my website,
Mm-hmm.
www.faceyoga.co.nz. People can connect with me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. So yeah, if you give my full name in, you find me. There aren't that many of me in Christchurch, New Zealand,
Yeah.
and that's really that's something. If you're interested, you want to find out more. As I say, I do a 20-minute free, non-obligation
Mm-hmm.
assessment. If it's not the right fit, it's absolutely fine. Via Zoom, obviously, for people overseas, and we have to see the time difference. And yeah, that's really it for a wee while. I'm just embracing where I'm at the moment. I want to grow my Pilates studio to introduce my
Nice.
yin yoga, my facial yoga, and have wellness retreats there. So that's something
Nice.
to really look at when I come back from Germany in August, September. But until then that's
Oh, I
just keep
see. I
going.
see you hosting like wellness retreats. That would be
Mm,
awesome. All right.
yes,
And you know what, Karen? You know what I hope you do in the future? Digital courses. Because a lot of people might like your method, but they can't really go in person. Digital courses, especially the face yoga. Like, what I mean? Like that would be a good way also for you to like spread what you do in a more
yes.
global in a more global way. Yeah, because
Thank you.
like we have so much understanding of like self-love and techniques and strategies that why limit yourself with just whoever can come to your studio, right? Digital courses
Absolutely.
would be really really nice, that's
Great. Thank you.
now well, you know what, I just want to say thank you for being part of the Intentional Excellence podcast. And honestly, I enjoy this so much. And I know that a lot of women, if they connect with you, learn more about what you do, it's really going to benefit a lot of women. So thank you for your story and your passion with our audience. Before we wrap up, do you have anything else that you want to say, Karen, before I end the show?
No, thank you so much, Ken. Was a pleasure and it was an honor to be here with you. I just want everyone to remember that they watch this. I mean, just don't let age to be a barrier. And hopefully, I motivated everyone and inspired them. If you got the passion and the drive, just do it and you will get there. Because passion and when your heart is authenticity and kindness. Yes, it can take a long time and you've got to be super patient, but you will
Mhm.
get there in the end.
Yes,
And the
yes.
reward is huge. So
I
thank
love
you,
that.
everyone, for
I love
listening.
that, Karen. What a beautiful way to end our conversation. Just simply, loving yourself and, like age is just a number. That's one thing. I hope people realize that and you can start anytime. Your journey can start anytime. Doesn't have to be when you're young. All right. So you can learn more about me and my work at beautifullybecomingcandice.com and through my Beautifully Becoming movements, Love Speaks Global, and this podcast. My mission is simple: to use my voice for purpose, impact, and meaningful exchange. And I'm always looking to connect with organizations, non for profits, foundations, brands, and purpose driven individuals who share the same vision with me. And one of my, again, these children in the Philippines would love your help. Just, reach out to me. I'm all over social media. And if you'd like to partner, collaborate, or connect with me, I would love to hear from you. All right. And remember, your journey is not just about what you accomplish, it's about who you are becoming. So keep growing, keep learning, and keep becoming, and continue pursuing intentional excellence. Until the next time, thank you again, Karen. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.